Calgary Flames 9th overall pick Zayne Parekh intentionally accelerated his development to becoming an NHL-ready superstar. And if he's ready to go this season, then this would have massive implications on the Flames' ability to compete. We're going to break down his recent comments on his development and what General Manager Craig Conroy had to say on the matter. But first, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I am Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. But this video, oh baby, it's going to be on Parekh. We're all so excited about him. Let's get into how he is almost ready. Yes, already he has shown just how much of a professional he can be. You know, he accelerated his development in the way that, look, he finished high school early. He wanted to get school done with so he could focus on hockey a little more, but then decided, you know what, I'm going to take some university courses as well and continue his education. He is wicked smart, but also has been able to focus on hockey, and it has paid dividends for the young man, as we saw winning a Memorial Cup with Saginaw. He is just absolutely elite at producing at so many things. There are certain things, though, that he's not quite ready yet for at the NHL level, but give him a summer, there is a chance he could be in a Flames sweater this upcoming season. Now let's get into a little article here. Boom, there it is. Parekh hoping to be a quick study for the Flames. This one comes from Aaron Vickers right off of NHL.com. So the defenseman was selected number 9 in the 2004? My goodness, he wasn't even born yet, but we all remember 2004. Wow, he doesn't remember 04. That's crazy. In the 2024 draft, in part because of his sense and hockey IQ. Let's dive into the article itself. Zayne Parekh is hoping an accelerated approach off the ice can help speed up his arrival time to the NHL with the Calgary Flames, and we are all hoping for that as well. Not that we want to rush him, but holy, he would already probably be our best player. The 18-year-old defenseman prospect earned his high school diploma at 16, which allowed him to focus his attention solely on hockey while playing for Saginaw of the OHL the past 2 seasons. This is a quote from him. "I started a year early with the 05s, and from there, I was always a pretty good student, obviously," Parekh said. Grade 6 comes around, and my dad came up with the idea of fast-tracking to grade 8 and skipping grade 7, and then that put me with the 04s there. So always playing up a level, or at least competing against people older than him, not necessarily in a hockey way, but even in school. You think of recess, that's who you're competing against, and just when it comes to academics, sometimes there's competition, and it's just great to always be around people older than you. You gain more maturity, more wisdom, and you just develop a little bit quicker. That's the idea behind it all. Let's continue. "I did my 4 years of high school, 4 years over in Ontario, only 3 here, and got more than enough credits to graduate, and I've kind of been playing hockey since then." Funny. "The last 2 years, I haven't really had to do much. I have the luxury of getting up at 9 or 9:30 and going to the rink and skating before everyone. For me, it was the best thing for my development. I think it'll continue to be it will continue to be amazing because at this point, I'm a hockey player." And that's what he does. He has essentially had the schedule of a professional hockey player since the young age of 16. Most people have to continue up until they're 17, 18 to finish high school. Some go later, and that's totally okay. But either way, he has been a full-on hockey player for a lot longer than a lot of people around his age, which is so great to see. He's just so far along in his development. I'm sure he knows that he's probably ready for the NHL level. We know he's ready for the NHL level, but there are precautionary steps that need to be taken. Let's take a further look in here. "One of the main attributes of drafting him was his sense, his hockey IQ," Flames Director of Player Development Ray Edwards said. Of course, speaking of Parekh, he's a highly intelligent individual. You know he's going to pick stuff up. There's always adjustments on the fly. That's an area we know is good. So they're essentially saying, look, his hockey IQ is absolutely amazing. He can pick stuff up so easily, adjust. Just what sounds like great for any facet of life, really. That's what you'd put on a resume, is that you're easily adaptable, yada, yada, yada. You can do it all. So we know he's fine there. For Zayne, it's going to be all body related, put some muscle on him and get him stronger. And then the other stuff will be just play without the puck we can start teaching him and working. And I think that means immediately. So really, it's about adding size. We know that. We know an 18-year-old is not going to come in and be the biggest guy around. That's so rare for that to happen. Put on some muscle, get him a little bit stronger, and his play off the puck, so when he's defending more, will surely come along, and then he genuinely can be a bona fide number one superstar, all-star, Hall of Fame defenseman. We're so excited for Parekh. Let's wrap up the article with this here. Another element Parekh wants to be schooled in is his skating, and there are two players in particular he hopes to one day emulate. With Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar, their deception kings. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Parekh said. They think the game at a high level too. I'm looking to get where they are in terms of skating. I have a pretty good brain, and if I can get the skating to their point, I think it'll be a pretty dangerous tool. So he wants to learn how to skate even better. If you've watched the highlights, he's not bad. Of course, he's no Cale Makar yet, but his skating isn't terrible, but he wants to improve that even more, which is always what we want to hear. He's almost ready for the NHL level, really, when it comes down to it. And that would be huge for the Flames if he can play right away, because he would be really good. And we want to get him NHL experience right away. And like I said before, he honestly is arguably already our best player. I know I'm going to get flamed for that, but it's genuinely true. He is so good. I don't see any way this guy becomes a bust. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, of course. But either way, I'm obsessed with this guy. I hope he will be really good. Let's move on to the next chapter of this video, which revolves around who? Oh, let's talk more Parekh and how he would be just a perfect fit in Calgary. I already think, like I said, that he's absolutely amazing. And Craig Conroy has said this so well. He said the reason why they drafted him was, he was the best player available. He had so many great skills, so many attributes to him. He's a whiz and just so smart. He really fits into the system, and he does. Now, the first thing I want to say how he's a perfect fit in Calgary, I don't even just mean the organization. I mean the city itself. If you take a look at this, holy. So Zayne just dropped one of the hardest Flames edits of all time on his Instagram. Obviously, I can't play the video here just for copyright reasons and stuff. If you have Instagram or you have Reddit, you can go check it out. But it is a super hyped video. It's so cool, and it shows that he wants to be in this city and in this organization. It showed not just clips of him, but it showed clips of Flames from the past. It showed, clips of Backlund and other old Flames from even before, he was even really alive and stuff. It was just a super hyped vid. He seems so excited to be here, get his NHL career started, and we are obviously going to support him every step of the way. But just knowing that he's hyped to play for this organization is super cool. If we continue on that line about the city itself, we got this. He has been embracing the Calgary Stampede like crazy right now. The day he signed, it was so funny. He was interviewed, about Calgary, about the Stampede, and he said, oh yeah, if Craig lets us, we'll go and have some fun. And then Conroy instantly, said like, oh yeah, go ahead. And he has been. I follow him on Instagram, and he's posted stories of being, at Stampede at the Badlands tent and stuff. He loves this city. A cool, really cool hat was made for him by a fan, and the fan gave it to him himself. Super cool. Look at all the Flames logos in there. Just super cool. I think he's totally embracing the city, the culture, and of course the organization as well. And if we take one last, element of how he could be a perfect fit, it would be how does he fit into the lineup? And we kind of looked at the lineup yesterday and how not amazing it is. But let's take a look at the D pairings once again. So Parekh is a right-handed D-man, and they almost always play on the right-hand side, of course, more rare than left-handed D-man. Aside from Rasmus Andersson, maybe, Parekh easily gets in over the other two, over Miramanov, over Braden Pahal, and really just the defense in general. I know Weegar's really good and produced offensively amazingly last season and upped his defensive game, which was great. But genuinely, you throw Parekh in anywhere there, and I think it's totally fine. I think he is a seamless fit in the city, in the organization, in our D-core. I think he's just so good, and he's already almost ready. Just knowing how intelligent he is and purposely accelerated his development. If I'd known this, I never would have even had TJ Ginlaw on the mind. I know I was hyped instantly when we did draft Zayne, But if I'd known this before, I might have never had Tej on the mind and only wanted this guy. You can ask people I know personally. I love a good offensive defenseman. They've always been my favorite kind of player. I love this guy. I know you guys too. I'm just so excited for him, and I hope he does play at the NHL level soon. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day, of course, and this one has to do with yesterday's video and just kind of where the Flames are at in terms of being a competitive team or not, being a rebuilding team, and just the state of the team right now. And I like this comment here from Just My Opinion. He said, call me an optimist, but I think the Flames will be better than most of you think. Contenders? No. But I think we can push for a playoff spot. It will all depend on our goaltending. You never know what is going to happen. Suppose Huberdeau gets back to a point per game. What if some of our young guys like Zary, Pospisil, and others take the next step in their development? Look what happened in Vegas's first year. They had several players have breakout seasons. You just never know. And you don't. It's so unpredictable. Sports, they defy logic. Hockey especially defies logic. The Flames, in all likelihood, will be bad, but you just never know, and we could be pushing for a playoff spot again. Is that where we want to be? Kind of, most people would say no, the mushy middle stinks. That's where we've been for so long. But either way, I like the optimistic approach here. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.